everyone, this is Kona and welcome to week 10. So week 10 is kind of a busy week, but hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. So looking at week 10, your study resources. So we're going to start looking at hypothesis testing with a mean and your hypothesis testing with a mean worksheet here. So basically you're going to be looking at, it's kind of similar to one proportion testing, except the difference is we have an actual mean. We have, instead of categories, we're dealing with actual numbers. So that's the biggest difference here. Do you have the videos? The videos will definitely help when it comes to this quiz. So make sure you check out the videos before you take the quiz. In terms of the rest of your assignments, it's kind of a busy week. So we've got the final project, or final project 2 final. The biggest thing here, I think, is for the analysis. So basically, you write up the rest of this. In fact, you've already written up the introduction. This first part you've already written up, and I've given you feedback on. But for the analysis, this is where you analyze your data. This is the important part. Each group member needs to provide analysis for their 2 claims. So from project 2, part 6, each group member needed to come up with 2 unique claims and analyze them. You need to then fix those based on any feedback I provided, and then include those 2 claims. So this is where you'll get an individual grade on this, is on this part right here. So if you look down at the rubric, you've got analysis claim 1, analysis claim 2. What I'm doing for those is this is where you're being individually graded based on just your claim 1 and your claim 2. So this is why I've got it set up like this. So the rest of this will be the overall quality of the paper, just everybody. The analysis will be just you. So basically 40 points of this assignment is just based on work that you personally do. So this is where, like, you want to make sure you do a good job, because you could, like, fail the assignment, even if the rest of the paper was perfect, if you don't do a good job with your claims. So do a good job on your claims. Make sure to read through the rest of it. I will say, everyone always slacks on the conclusion, but check this out. The conclusion is worth 30 points. That's 10 less points than the analysis. You really need to go through and do this. No joke. Please don't think I'm kidding. You can do really good on everything else, and if you butcher the conclusion, you're not going to do good overall. So please do a good job on your conclusion. If you have questions, let me know. So there's the final project. We then have the share your findings. Now this is different. So instead of us doing it in class, I'm going to actually go back to this right here. So what we're going to do, so here we're doing project 2 part 6 is where you're going to actually do your analysis. I will give you feedback. Before you come to class, you should hopefully be working on that final project, but I'm going to give you time in class so that way I can talk with you guys, answer questions, and you can kind of hash things out in class. But I will give you time in class to finish up the final project. So no excuses, you're going to have time in class. But you're also going to be working on project 3 part 1. So you can't spend the entire time doing the final project, because you do have to have the project 3 done. So once you're done with your final project, you can also, and you probably should also be working on in class, the project 2 share your findings. So for this one, instead of you doing a presentation out loud, you're going to be creating a PowerPoint or a Google Slides presentation, and then you will actually post that. Well, you'll put it here, so everyone has to turn it in here. But then you'll also be posting it to this discussion. So each group will post once, so just pick someone to submit it here, and then you'll reply back and forth. So you're kind of posting it, and then everyone can go in and check it out, ask questions, provide feedback here in this discussion. So first thing, finish your final project. Then you'll want to start working on the share your findings, which is a PowerPoint. Here are the main parts that you have to have for the PowerPoint. The biggest thing, do not copy big chunks from your final project. Just briefly summarize the main points. So no kidding here, people. If you just copy and paste an entire paragraph of stuff and put it on a slide, yeah, it's going to get marked down. I don't want to reread what I'm reading in your paper, and neither does anyone else. What we want to have you do is just summarize. So bullet it out, give main topics. You don't have to use full sentences here in a PowerPoint, and as long as it's understandable, you just want to convey the information. The big thing here is that each group member needs to have at least one slide with the results of their claim analysis. So remember, each group member had to do their 2 claims. Well, you need to talk about your 2 claims here. So that means you'll have one slide, maybe one here, and then for your results, you'll have at least 1 slide per group member, if not 2, where you talk about the results of all of your different questions. And you'll have a conclusion and your references. So then you'll post that here, then you'll come over here, post that same thing here, but only one person from the group posts it here. So I don't want every group member posting it. I only want one here. And then you just comment on everyone else's. So so that gets out of the discussion, to share your findings, and then the last part is your Chapter 4 Quiz 1. You will be doing some of this stuff, but like I said before, as long as you follow the videos, you should be fine. And then for Project 3 Part 1, this is where you're actually going to figure out what you're going to do. So which stores you're going to use, and you're just kind of coming up with your plan of what you're going to do to collect your data. But remember, do not actually collect data until I've reviewed and okayed what you're planning on doing. So I think that's it. Welcome to week 10, everybody.